Now, the next Nabi, obviously, is a very, very famous Nabi. And in this Nabi of Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah Azza wa Jal makes mention of him in the Quran, and the Prophet Zakariya. And he was a prophet at that time. At that time, he wasn't the only prophet. There was another prophet, a very pious man. And he was more or less the leader of the community. And there's a whole surah named after him and his family. Surah to Ali Imran, the family of Imran. Imran is also related to Zakariya. How? Zakariya alayhi salam's wife and Imran alayhi salam's wife are sisters. So they are cousins. And obviously, Zakariya is the Prophet of Allah Azza wa Jal. And the wife of Imran at that time, she wanted, some stories mention that there was a bird flying and the wife of Imran had seen the bird feed his chick, and she really wanted to have a child for herself. And she wanted to have a child, but obviously she was a very old age. So she made dua to Allah Azza wa Jal that, oh Allah, grant me a child, and my husband, he's obviously the Imam, allow us to have a child and bless us with goodness. And she had made a promise to Allah Azza wa Jal. Well, what was that promise? إذ قالت امرأة عمران رب إني نذرت لك ما في بطني محررا. That Allah Azza wa Jal makes mention that, remember when the wife of Imran had made a dua, had given a covenant to Allah, and had said that, oh Allah, if you bless me with a child, I will give this child up to you for the service of you, i.e. for the service of the people, and it would be a child who would be a service to the house of Allah Azza wa Jal, the place of worship. And she had promised all of this. فَلَمَّا وَضَعَتْهَا قَالَتْ رَبِّ إِنِّي وَضَعْتُ. After she has given birth to him, obviously she had wanted a child, and now she's waited for a long time, and now she realizes that Allah Azza wa Jalla has given her a girl. She obviously wanted a boy, because a boy is someone who can lead the community. So she said, oh Allah, what am I going to do with a female? It's not like a male. Allah Azza wa Jalla says to her, Wallahu a'lamu bima wadat. Allah knows best. Allah knows already what you do not know. Allah had decreed this. And Allah is saying, Allah Azza wa Jalla says that male and female are not the same. They have the same rights. They are the same in most aspects. But some things are different. That's why one is male, one is female. وَإِنِّي سَمَّيْتُهَا مَرْيَمَ. So Allah Azza wa Jal, He makes mention that the wife of Imran, so the mother of Maryam, she had asked Allah Azza wa Jal for protection for her progeny, so that her progeny be protected. All of the people who came after her be protected from who? From the shaitan. All of them be protected from the shaitan. And the Prophet ﷺ, he makes mention in a hadith that when every child is born, what does shaitan do? He goes and he pokes the child. And that's why as soon as a child is born, the child cries. And obviously there's exceptions to that, being the Prophet Isa alayhi salam, and the Prophet and Maryam alayhi salam. So she had promised Allah Azza wa Jal that she would now be given to the servitude of Allah. And while Maryam, when she was born, her father had passed away before she was even born. Before she was born, her father had passed away. So Maryam, she only had a mother. And there was obviously a debate of who would take care of the child, because she's going to be inside the place of worship. وَمَا كُنْتَ لَدَيْهِمْ إِذْ يُلْقُونَ إِلَيْهِمْ أَقْلَامُهُمْ. That there was a big debate, and there was a debate over what? Who would take Maryam in her? Who would take Maryam alayhi salam? And Zakariya alayhi salam, he had said that I should be the one who takes Maryam. Reason being, I am her uncle, so I am technically like a father figure for her. And they said that people, obviously, they were very pious. So some of them said, no, I think it's not right for you to take her. I think someone else should take her. Because obviously they knew the blessing. This is the daughter of their leader. So they said, okay, let's draw lots. Let's draw lots. How? We pick something and bring Maryam. Everyone write your name in a stick or something, and let's see what stick Maryam alayhi salam chooses. So they brought Maryam in, and she chose the stick of Zakariya. They said, no, this can't be right. All right, let's do something else. Let's put all of our sticks or things, so something that identifies us, on a stream. Whichever thing goes against the stream, so doesn't go with the flow, it goes against the flow, that's the person who will take them. And again, Allah Azza wa Jal, through the miracle of Allah Azza wa Jal, the stick of Zakariya had gone the right way, and everyone else, their stick went down with the stream. So they said, no, this can't be right. We flip it. The stick that goes with the stream, that's the stick. That's the person that will take care of Maryam. And the ones that go against the stream, they're the ones who won't be. So obviously, the time before, every single stick had gone except for Zakariya's. So Allah Azza wa Jal, now He had given them a third sign. All the sticks had gone the wrong way, and Zakariya alayhi salam's stick had gone the right way. So Zakariya alayhi salam had now taken care, was now more or less the father figure for Maryam alayhi salam. And Zakariya, he started noticing that, obviously, he has now taken care of her. He started noticing that Maryam alayhi salam, she always used to pray in her special chamber. She always used to pray all the time. And one time Zakariya alayhi salam came in and saw that she had very odd fruits that were typically not found at that season. So let's say during the summer, cucumbers or olives or something grows. She had those in the winter. And something that grows in the winter, she had them in the summer. So she obviously, they didn't have fridge like us, like we do. So he asked him, who is it that comes and gives you these off-season fruits? Where do you find them? So she replied, Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah Azza wa Jal is the one who had fed me. Allah Azza wa Jal is the one who has given me all this. So Zakariya alayhi salam, he thought to himself, هُنَالِكَ دَعَى زَكَرِيَّا رَبَّهُ. He said, oh Allah, if you're able to grant her something so odd, something which cannot be found at that time anywhere across the globe, you're able to give to her, allow me to have a son. Bless me with a son. Because Zakariya alayhi salam had no children, just like Imran, he had no children until the dua of the mother of Maryam. Until that dua, he had no children. So Zakariya, he thought that I'm an old man, I have grey hair, I'm very weak, but oh Allah, allow me to have one child. And Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, إِذْ نَادَى رَبَّهُ نِدَاءً خَفِيًّا. That, oh Zakariya, O Messenger of Allah, do you remember the story of Zakariya when he called out to his Rabb in humility قال ربي إني وهبنا العظم مني واشتعل الرأس شيبا. Oh my Rabb, my bones are weak, my hair is grey, but I will never lose hope in Allah Azza wa Jal. I will continue to do my prayers. يرثني ويرث من آل يعقوب وجعله ربي رضيا. Oh Allah, allow the son. So he wanted a son. He had specifically asked for a son. Oh Allah, grant me a child who will be able to inherit from me. Now, one thing that prophets cannot do is inherit from other. No one can inherit from a prophet. That is why the Prophet ﷺ, before he had passed away, he had given everything to charity. Everything he had given away, because no one can inherit the inheritance of the Prophet. The Prophet does not leave any inheritance behind for anyone. So what was Zakariya alayhi salam asking for? The inheritance of prophethood, so that his son could be a prophet, the family of Yaqub. And Allah Azza wa Jalla, he says, Ya Zakariya, O Zakariya, Inna nubashiruka bi ghulamin ismuhu Yahya. O Zakariya, we have blessed you with a child, and his name will be Yahya. So Allah Azza wa Jal was the one who named the Prophet Yahya, the son of Zakariya. Allah had named him. And Allah said that no one had been given this name before, and this is a name straight from Allah Azza wa Jal. And no one will have any qualities that Yahya will have. And Allah Azza wa Jal had blessed Yahya with many things. And inshallah we'll continue the story of Yahya and also the story of Zakariya, and slowly go on to the story of one of the greatest prophets, Isa ibn Maryam. Inshallah we'll conclude here. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.